That's what an online poker game did to me once. I had pocket aces and it said, "Fuck you."
Those pocket
that's-
aces, though.
That's super awkward for everybody.
It's a little awkward. I feel a little awkward now.
I lost to a flush. And the last card was an ace. Seriously.
You're
Wow.
an ace.
Oh, right in the ace hole.
I'm glad. Oh, damn.
That's pretty damn funny.
All right, I got to piss real quick, and then I'll be ready.
Okay.
Cool.
Is this a bad time to tell him I already started it?
Right? I was going to say, I see it's
Wow.
live.
It's just Bandtown watching anyway, so whatever.
Bantawan.
What's up, man?
Bantawan. I want to get Bantawan on there. That'd be awesome.
We should.
But we're so booked, man. I mean, we've got everyone we can think of.
Let's start double booking people.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Seriously. Considering? Ugh.
Here's a question. Why does dog go woof?
For the
To get to
same.
other side.
Oh.
What?
To get to the other side.
Oh man, there it is.
Here's my question to you, sir. Why do bagel have hole?
Oh my god.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Why the dick so hard when it ain't got no bone?
Whoa.
What are these questions?
Hashtag deep.
The Ice Pack Modcast just got super deep.
Man, it's so deep I can't see the bottom.
Yep.
It happens.
Meow, meow.
This should all be put on the Modcast.
Oh, you bet your ass it's going to be. I ain't cutting shit. All right, so random. I have a question about your questions for Ice Prime this week, and my question is, why are you?
know we're just recording this, so we're not going to be live with it.
Putting it in his butt.
We're actually live right now.
Oh, we are live right now. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
What's up? I'm back. What are we laughing about? I don't know what I was. What is that? What was I doing back there?
The second you left, we went live.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right, well, what's up, everybody? So,
We're starting off on the left foot. It's good.
Yeah, it's fine. Random had a question for you.
What
And
now?
I said Random had a question for Ice Prime, and Random, I think you should ask it.
I did not have a question.
Well, it was under your questions, so.
yeah, ask away. I have an answer. Boxer briefs.
The one that you
Oh.
put for me? I don't think so.
Aw.
There's
He
nothing.
said, random wrote down, can I put it in your butt?
Nothing is there. Check it right now. There's
here's
nothing
the thing.
there.
It's like,
There's
I would
nothing
be
there.
happy. Here's the thing about my butt. It's a one-way street. Doo-doo comes out, nothing really goes in. You know, I wish I could share my hiney with people. I wish there could be some more b-hole time for people doing that, but it's not going to happen. I'm a one-way street kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Get rejected, Rump.
So, B-hole play out. Got that. Okay.
Yeah, a b-hole play, I mean, it could be all right. It depends. You have to be in the right mood. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
It's fair enough. Fair enough.
Have we heard anything more about the division? Are they doing anything cool with it?
Yeah, the division's got their open beta this weekend. I'm not sure. I think Xbox starts on Thursday through Sunday. PC and PS4 are Friday through Sunday. And this is for everybody. You just go into your Steam. You can download it. It's pretty awesome. So I recommend everybody jump on there and do that. There's no cost to entry for this one. And I'm a huge fan of the division. All right, MMOs and shooters have made a baby, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous baby. And I'm really stoked on it. If anybody has already done the open, or not the non-open beta, just the regular beta they did a couple weeks ago, big changes are they've added a few new missions to check out. They've done some stuff to help alleviate the invisible players in the dark zone, or the danger zone, is what I like to call it. Because let's hear it for Kenny Loggins real quick, by the way. I mean, the man knows how to write a song about the danger zone, all right? Especially highways leading to said danger zones. But anyway.
I was gonna say I think I've actually been on that highway.
Yeah, I think I've been on that highway a couple times myself, you know. Usually I try to stop off and play some volleyball with my bros, and we like to rock another classic by Kenny Loggins called Playing With Them Boys.
Yes.
And, the most important thing about that song is you have to learn how to do cool high fives, or otherwise you just look like an asshole listening to it.
Man,
So
I've
just
yet to
FYI.
figure out the high fives. I can't do
You
it.
got
Like,
a lot of cool high fives. I mean,
Now-
otherwise you just look like an asshole.
Now I've nailed the slow-mo victory high five, but I can't do any of the other ones. I'm just not
slow-mo
just not
victory.
good.
I think a slow-mo high five is a little bit of cheating, am I right? You're supposed to look at the elbow. You're supposed to look at
Oh,
the
yeah.
person you're high-fiving's elbow. Fucking pro tip right there.
Yep, that's true.
So anyway, back to Division. So yeah, they've unlocked a couple new missions to check out. I'm assuming they're wiping for this open beta, but I'm not 100% sure. There's no verifiable information about whether there'll be a wipe from the first beta to this one. I would assume there will be. But yeah, a couple more missions. They're putting some new weapons in for us to check out. And yeah, I'm stoked on it. I'm gonna hit it hard this weekend. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
That's awesome. So one thing that I was looking at, how do you feel about the going rogue thing? Are you into that?
All right, so yeah, I like the going rogue a lot. Here's what I like about the dark zone of Division. The thing is like in a normal PvP game, anything that you've played that is like MMO at all, it's like you either have free-for-all PvP or there's some kind of flagging system, right? Usually that flagging system involves, if it's like a PvE server, you have to like click a thing and it says, all right, I'm the asshole that I want to kill people, and so everybody attack me. The thing I like about Division is you don't go through that step. It doesn't take you into the menus. It kind of take you out of the world. It's literally like if you want to be a bad guy, a bandit, or go rogue, you got to attack somebody. And just shooting them once or twice doesn't do anything. There was some issues with the first go-round of the beta where it was really hard to tell who was rogue and who you had actually just shot a couple times without yourself actually going rogue. So anyway, that's a good change that's coming up. But what I like about the system overall is it gets you into that mood, you know? It's like, man, I'm going to kill this guy. You just get to fucking kill him. You don't have to flag. You don't have to do any of that shit. But if you want to be careful and you want to avoid the PvPs and you want to avoid all that goes with that, then you just, you're more careful with your shots. And yeah, I dig it. I really got some good rushes, some adrenaline rushes going on in the DZ, trying to get out of there with like good loot or trying to gank another team. It was awesome. It was I would say one of the funnest things I've done in a long time in a game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch too.
Quigs, did you get in on that one? Were you able to actually play in that one?
I didn't get to go to the fun zone. I was pretty much just single player PvE. I played with like a couple friends, but I wasn't able to get to attack other people or anything like that. So
Gotcha.
That's what I'm hoping to do.
The
this.
PvP is really balanced. I like it a lot, at least from what I can tell. I mean, there's always going to be an advantage. It is an MMO at its heart, so there is an advantage to like having the best gun and all that stuff. But the way they've done it, it doesn't really seem like you get an I win button just by having, like the best gun that was in the beta was this like gold gun, and everybody had it, and it didn't really feel like you could just pwn somebody that didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean you have to
But
have the
one thing I
shots
want
to
to
go
make
along with
clear,
it.
to anybody listening that doesn't know about the Division, you don't have to PvP. And if you do accidentally shoot somebody and go rogue and they kill you, the only items you lose is the items you've collected in the DZ. So you don't lose any stuff that you've collected in PvE or any of that other stuff. It's just the stuff that you've gotten as drops while you're in there. If you die before you can send it to the pickup point, then you lose it. So really, I like the risk versus reward. The longer you stay in there, the better stuff you get, the more careful you want to be, or you could just be a fresh spawn and just go ham.
How does the skin system work in that game? Because I saw you pick up a lot of really neat ones. Is it just kind of random? Is it something that people bring in? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's definitely from what I could tell from everything that I've seen, I don't think they're going to have like a community mod system for adding skins. But how the skins work that are in there right now is they're reusable. So like I got a couple skins, and apparently they're pretty rare. I only ran into a couple other people that had them. But for example, it was like a light blue skin and you could put that on any gun you want, and it's reusable. It doesn't bind to that weapon or anything like that. You can, switch it to a different weapon. It works just like any of the other mods for the weapons in the game, like a silencer or a scope or whatever.
Okay, I like that.
That's pretty
It's
cool.
fun.
And it looked pretty cool. I did like their skinning. I love me some H1Z1. It's close to my heart. But they got some ugly-ass skins in there, and I think the Division, so far from what I've seen, at least from these early skins, is looking pretty solid.
Oh hell yeah, they're all simple and like they're not, oh look at this awkward camouflage like orange and
Yeah, right? Like this
Orange and
camouflage that's
bright
orange
green.
and bright green. Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
So you're predicting Ice Prime camo in the future. That's what you're
Dude, I would love it. I would love it. My man Meteor Bob, one of our ice packers and one of our newest mods, actually, he made a mock-up of a skin, what a skin would look like in the H1Z1 on the AK, and it looks freaking badass,
It
man.
looks
I would love
really
to see
good.
that in
It
game.
looks great.
Yeah, I would love to have that in game.
Yeah, it's all right. No, it looks awesome.
I'm not a skin guy, but that would be the only skin I would get.
Oh yeah, it would be amazing.
It would be badass. It would be badass. You never know. I mean, maybe somewhere down the road, you know.
We'll see.
So is anybody else getting on the Division with me this weekend?
I sure as hell will be.
I would if my computer wasn't a potato.
If I'm not
Yeah,
working,
double O your computer. Have you tried running it though? I mean, that's the thing.
No,
That's
I'll
what I always
try it.
recommend with open betas. That's your time to find out if your system can't run it or anything like that. You know what I mean? But think about it like this: if it doesn't run it, you could always check out the beta on PS4, Xbox One. Do you have either console?
Yeah, I've got Xbox One, and I did play the closed beta on the Xbox One, so I have checked
Perfect.
out the game, and it's pretty awesome.
All right, so I got some questions for you then. How was it on the console? I mean, I'm a shooter guy. I've been playing PC games way longer. Like, I was a man when dual analog sticks became a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I prefer mouse and keyboard for my shooters. But how does it feel with the controls? Like, how's the aim assist? You know, does it all feel good? Does it feel cheese?
Well, I grew up on console, so for me, it felt like playing Modern Warfare, like the original Modern Warfare on the Xbox when it was just flawless. It was absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was the shooting mechanics were really easy going. It wasn't like the aim was very difficult with the dual analogs. The kick felt nice, like it felt natural. I think they did a really good job on the PC or on the console side of things.
that console though.
Oh yeah,
that
that Xbox One though.
So,
Yeah.
so what games did you grow up? Yeah, let me try this in English. What games did you grow up on? Cupcake.
Oh, I grew up on Halo, Call of Duty, sports games, like pretty much anything. Like I was playing GoldenEye. Wait, what was that? Crash Bandicoot, Super Mario. I played a lot of different games.
So, what was your favorite? What's your go-to game of the classics?
Oh man, if I had to go to, it'd be Halo 2 for sure. Like that game was my life for a very long time.
Yeah. I'd say
That
my
game was-
my console go-to would be Twisted Metal 3.
Oh yeah, Twisted Metal 2. Those games were amazing. I remember those.
Those were awesome.
You've heard me mention it before, but Dr. Mario for the NES, going way back. I'm still a pro at that game. You have no idea. What about you, Rump? What's your go-to game?
My go-to is Legend of Zelda, and I would have to go with Link to the Past on Super Nintendo.
Nice.
I've put almost as many hours into that as I have any other RPG ever. And that game only has like 15 hours of gameplay or something. So it's been fun. I've enjoyed the shit out of it.
Classic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been trying to apply for this Division beta for a few minutes now, and apparently I have a Uplay account, but apparently it doesn't exist at the same time, so I'm not entirely sure how the hell that happens.
That's always fun.
Oh yeah, thanks Obama.
It's always Obama's fault when your computer doesn't work. When anything doesn't work, it's always your computer's fault.
What do you mean my landline came unplugged? Thanks Obama. It's pretty damn funny.
So I'm kind of excited. In pretty much a month now, actually, I'm gonna be in Disney World.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
now we can.
All right, I don't know what happened. Like for some reason, it's
Yeah, that
like you
was
guys
weird.
couldn't hear me.
Technical
But those
difficulties.
are some great old school games. I like that Random pulled out the Dr. Mario.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Classic.
I'm
Oh,
a puzzle
yeah.
guy myself.
Now I'm gonna say something controversial on this podcast, just for
Uh-oh.
Rumps and the Modcast team here. You know,
I'm ready
my man,
for it.
Double O Random.
Do it. Do it.
I truly believe the future of PC gaming is more in line with where consoles are headed. what needs to happen is a manufacturer needs to find a way to build a gaming PC that's around the same price as a console and make it a lot more accessible for people.
Absolutely.
Because the biggest issue with PC gaming is the upgrades, and it's an expensive fucking hobby. There's no doubt about it. I absolutely love it, but I think that's going to be the big turning point for PC games as they evolve. Is they really need to find a way to get more better, faster computers into people's hands that can run the games the way they're supposed to be run.
Do you think that the Steam console is on the right track?
Well, here's the thing. The Steam boxes, when I first heard them announced, I was like, somebody fucking read my mind. They know they're going to try to make console-priced PCs that can run everything the way they're supposed to be run. But they're not. They're fucking expensive as shit. To get a good one, you're still looking at $1,500 to $1,600, and they're crammed into these little tiny cases. It's like if you're going to spend that already, you might as well just go build one for $1,000 and have a nice big case and don't have to worry about overheating and all that stuff. But, I mean, it's technology. We're looking at it in the next 10 years. You know, there'll be PCs that are as small as a console. It's not even a size issue, it's a price issue. If you could just get a PC that can run H1Z1 or ARC at max settings for, you know, the same price as one of these next-gen consoles, that's the future right there.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a PC that runs that, but it's not going to be a good one. Like, you're not going to run it on max settings or anything like that at 60 frames. You're going to be running it
and you're always running
low.
into the issue of, you know, the barrier to entry for PC gaming is high because a lot of people are intimidated by technology. You buy an Xbox One or a PS4, you bring it home, you plug it in, you put the game in, you're done. You know, you do some downloads or whatever. PC gaming is not quite that simple. You know what I mean? Something's wrong. Your mic's not working. Your whatever's not working. Your driver's not updated. There's all this stuff that is getting better and it's getting easier. And it's not like the PC gaming market is small by any means. But, I think that's the only thing that's kind of holding PC back from console growth is just the price and the barrier to entry of, it's spooky to have to go in there and think about changing a graphics card and shit if you don't know what you're doing.
What's the next step? I said, what is the next step? Any idea?
The next step is going to be technology getting cheaper. And, I mean, I think we're going to see pretty soon the pricing for NVIDIA's next line of cards that's coming out this year is going to be – I think that is going to start really showing us where it's headed. We're either going for another few years of PC gaming is just fucking expensive, and if you want to be at the edge of it, it's just you got to put the bucks into it. Or we're going to see a little bit of a transition to where they're more affordable. And then from there, I mean, really it's GPUs and CPUs that make everything so fucking expensive. So if the GPUs start coming down, we should be in a good spot. I mean, and depending on what the last model, the 900 series, with a new series coming out, the prices will drop on the last series. That'll be a good telltale too, because if you could pick up a quote-unquote Steam box that had like a 980 GTX in it, you're fucking set. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Speaking of new technology, what are you thinking about your new computer, Rump?
So far, so good. The only game that I've had trouble out of is Mean Greens, weirdly enough. When we were playing earlier today, I had to completely uninstall the game and reinstall it in order to get it to work. I don't know what the hell happened. It was something super special, but it would load the game and stick me on the virtual basement ad, and it would just stay there. And it would never change.
Have you played any other? I know that's built on the Unreal 4 engine. Just curious, have you played any other Unreal 4 games on your new system?
What else you got? What else is on Unreal 4?
Have you played Rocket League?
Nope.
Shit, there's a ton of stuff that's on Unreal 4. I'm just trying to think that would be new enough that you would be playing it on a new computer.
Far Cry?
Nope.
Far Cry. No, Far Cry's Crytek, isn't it?
Is it?
Unreal 4, is it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm not 100% sure. Oh, speaking of Far Cry, though, that's actually a perfect segue. Thank you.
Ooh.
We're going to do a 24-hour stream for Far Cry Primal when it comes out on the 12th. Comes out on the 12th of March, I want to say. But yeah, we'll do so when a big single-player game like that comes out, I like to do a full playthrough if possible. I'm confident I'll get all the way through the story mode, and we'll get as much of the side stuff done as we can. But I fucking love Far Cry games. Super stoked to be a caveman riding a saber-toothed tiger. And, yeah, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet.
Saber-toothed tiger.
That's fantastic. What are you looking forward to? Okay, so I've never played any of the Far Cry games ever. What the hell is it?
They're really good shooters. I mean, they're a first-person shooter. They've been at that since their core. The stories are hit or miss. I'm never really a story guy for it, but the thing that I think Far Cry nails the best, especially with the latest iterations, like 3, and 4 is just the open worldness of it. It's kind of like it's a lot like most Ubisoft games these days, Assassin's Creed, where you have a big map with a ton of objectives, and it's like, here you go, do whatever you want. Here's your basket of toys, and here's your sandbox to play in. Now go do whatever the fuck you want. You can complete missions in any order outside of a few story stuff. There's a lot of side stuff to do, a lot of shit to discover. So yeah, it's just the joy of ticking little icons off on your map. If you're like me at all like that, then this is the game for you.
So this is which Far Cry is this? Is this 3, 4? What is this?
This is 5 actually.
Okay.
So this will be technically Far Cry 5. The last one was really cool because it all took place in like Nepal.
Okay.
And it's not a place geographically or wildlife-wise or anything I'm really familiar with outside of, you see some pictures. Maybe you've seen like 7 Years in Tibet or whatever. But it's just really cool. The world was just really well put together. You learned a little bit about some of the local cultures and this local tribes. And, of course, with the crazy video game spin on it. But I think that's one of the things that I enjoy about it is they're pretty grounded. You're not really dealing with laser guns and stuff that often. And, it's just kind of straight to the point. You're in a cool place that exists. And, it's like, imagine just getting to be a caveman and run around in fucking, prehistoric times hunting mammoths and shit. It just sounds awesome, in this huge open world.
That makes me want to question, though, how because they've prided themselves on being the first-person shooter. Going back into time as a caveman, how is that going to affect the overall, gameplay?
Oh, you mean like not having guns?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I think it's going to be great. You're going to be chucking spears, and there's bow and arrows. I mean, whatever the prehistoric time they've set it for. Obviously, apparently you're advanced enough that you have like bow and arrows, and I'm sure it's Far Cry, so they're going to take it to the next level on some stuff because they do a good job of making it feel pretty grounded, but it's also a video game at its heart, and they want you to just have fun. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that shooting the bows and throwing the spears and all the melee stuff should be a good time.
Yeah, hopefully they can do it all correctly. It seems like with most Far Cries they do, so I'm not too worried about it.
The shooting mechanics and the damage numbers. So I'm a huge hater on any first-person shooter where if you jump the difficulty up, it just gives the whoever you're fighting, the bad guys, more hit points. Fuck that shit. What I like about Far Cry is the AI is pretty solid. If you up the difficulty, you can still one-shot people with headshots, but they just, they move more erratically, they use more grenades. So yeah, that's one thing that I totally dig about it.
So I watched a buddy of mine play Far Cry 3 for about 5 minutes.
Now, was it the original or was it Blood Dragon?
The original.
Okay.
This was, I think this was Xbox 360, maybe. It's been
definitely. It would have definitely been 360, yeah.
So one thing I did notice about the game was how you unlock the map in that game. And on 3, I think you had to climb the radio towers or something. And
yep, that's still a thing. I mean, I don't know how Primal's going to be. I'm sure it'll just be like climb some tall point. But yeah, it has that same mechanic as Assassin's Creed. It's like finding the eagle's nest. Like, there's always a spot on the map you have to climb up to, and then you unlock that map, and it'll reveal all the icons of like side shit that you can do in that area.
How do you feel about that mechanic?
I like it because, I mean, I love exploring open world games, but it's, one thing I learned from being a game dev is there are people out there that like to be completely lost, but that is a very small percentage of people. So it falls in perfectly for the way I like to play. I like to explore. There's some stuff that doesn't show up on the map that you just got to find. But the majority of the big stuff that's going to be like weapon upgrades or ability upgrades, which is usually what's tied into all the side quests in Far Cry, as soon as you discover that tower, all that stuff appears on the map. So you don't have that nagging feeling that you're missing important shit. I fucking hate that feeling.
Absolutely, that shit fucking sucks.
Did you ever play Monkey Island?
Yes.
You ever play Monkey
I
Island?
didn't.
Remember that one part where if you didn't stop the rat that had the key, that you were just fucked? So if you saved wrong, you were just fucked. And it's like, there's no way you ever would have thought about that. They hadn't even mentioned a key up to that point, and it's like that kind of stuff it's like I played that whole game from then on out, always feeling like I was missing shit, and it drove me crazy.
There was a BuzzFeed article. It was probably a couple of years ago now. It was like the 10 biggest fuck yous ever put in video games.
Yeah, was it on there? Tell me it was on there.
I don't think that one was on there. I think that one didn't make the list. They had like Castlevania on there. They had Link 2. Link 2 was on there.
Link 2 was a huge fuck you.
Whole bunch on there.
It's actually called The Adventures of Link.
Yes, which is special.
Oh, wow.
It is special.
Sorry, Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link.
And it did have the gold
Zelda 2.
cartridge though, which was sweet.
Oh yeah, it did, and I had that shit. It was awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
I had every gold up to Ocarina of Time for the longest time.
It was definitely. It's funny because I think Legend of Zelda 2 always goes down as a game that was just because it was so different from the original, and like it threw a lot of people off, and it was super hard, and it caught some flack. Some people love it. But the thing that I will say is, like, you could never get away with that nowadays because everybody already knows everything about a game leading up to it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I feel like back then, because we didn't have as much access to all the development shit, that we were a lot more keen to just, like, go with the flow on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you ever play Perfect Dark?
I did play Perfect Dark. It was great. Yeah, it was great.
That
on
game was
N64.
amazing.
Perfect Dark and GoldenEye, man.
Oh man, I used to play Perfect Dark for hours with one of my best friends. He had it, and I would just go over there and we would just play the game until we beat it. And it took us months. It was ridiculous.
That was a great shooter, yeah. And if anybody doesn't know what Perfect Dark was, it was like GoldenEye. So it was you could do split screen up to 4 players, or was it only 2 players for the campaign on?
I believe it was 2 players.
2 players, but you could have 4 players for multiplayer. You know, split screen multiplayer. So that was the good old days where you bring your buddies over, you sit down on the couch, and you play some games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
No screen peeking.
No fucking screen peeking.
Every time somebody died,
The-
hey, you're looking at my screen.
The one thing that pissed me off about the Perfect Dark series was they rebooted it for the Xbox 360, and it was horrible.
Oh, it was horrible.
It
yeah.
was god awful.
Didn't Rare do Perfect Dark? And I don't think Rare had anything to do with the sequel.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
You know, and that always shows.
It
I mean,
it
anytime a
sucked.
sequel, like the rights get pushed around, it's always iffy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was even the reboot for GoldenEye, but that one was actually pretty good. It
I
was,
think Activision. I think Treyarch. Wait, did Treyarch do the GoldenEye one? I know we did a James Bond game. I just don't think it was GoldenEye. me look it up.
I'm not sure.
GoldenEye.
There
did-
was a
it
reboot.
did- yeah, it looked really, really good.
And it was really good. They actually did right by that game.
Quantum of Solace, it appears.
Quantum of Solace was the Treyarch
Yep.
one. Yeah. Okay, there you go. There you go.
So that was the newer one.
Yeah. So did anybody see the new James Bond movie Spectre?
I did not.
I did
no.
not.
All right, so no spoilers. All I'm going to say is Quantum and Solace and Spectre fall into the same category for me. They both didn't really need to be there with the trilogy that Casino Royale and shit. What was the other good Bond movie? And Skyfall did. You know what I mean?
Day After Tomorrow, which was really good.
Wait,
Yeah,
Day
yeah.
After Tomorrow. Wait, did I miss a Bond movie in there?
No,
So there was Casino
Day After
Royale.
Tomorrow was before.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh no, you're thinking of Die Another Day, right?
Or
With
Die Another Day.
Boston?
Die Another Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
The day after tomorrow.
What am I
Now
talking
I'm all
about?
confused.
What am I
Nah,
talking
keep
about? My
going.
bad.
Who brought
My
Cupcake
bad.
in here to talk
My
about
bad.
007?
Oh my god.
Who brought Cupcake to talk about 007?
Who brought Double O Cupcake in here to talk about 007? Oh my god.
I mean, you're double O cupcake. Come on, get it right.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
God,
Oh,
Double
man.
O.
Terrible.
All right, Rob. We'll let you take the helm again.
Oh, no problem. I was looking up that stupid BuzzFeed article trying to find that list of the stupid the bullshit hard as fuck games for no reason. I'm trying. I remember. I think it was Castlevania 2 is on that list, where it was something about you having to open up a pathway underneath a lake or some shit, but the reality was you had to go back to the starting screen, the very first place you start up, and just kneel for like 5 seconds, and then a bird would come pick you up and take you wherever you needed to go.
Oh my
Batshit
God.
crazy.
Oh wow.
Like shit that
Yeah.
that it's just not ever talked about. It was like you have to
Isn't talked about. Doesn't make any sense.
you have to kneel at the wall of blank, but there is like no wall of blank anywhere, and they just met the starting wall at the very beginning of the game.
They missed
Wow.
out on development.
Wow.
I remember hearing about a game. I wish I could remember what it was called. I think it was an N64 game. It was a shooter, and it was a decent game. But in two-player, for whatever reason, you got to a certain point, and no matter if you completed it or not, it would just say you failed, and you literally could not beat the game multiplayer.
Oh man, that was the good old days before we had the interwebs to download patches. Back then, if a game was broken out the door, that shit was broken.
Yeah, the company that made the game like sent out a thing, and if anyone who saw it and you reported that you have a faulty version, you would get a free one sent to you.
Oh,
So
wow.
where that patch was, it was pretty much patched. It was fixed. But yeah, there were very few copies of the fixed one. So yeah. I know it's not a big fuck you, but it's one of those that were programmed wrong, so it was literally impossible.
Hell yeah, and that shit sucks. There's nothing worse than that for a gamer. I hate it.
Oh yeah, where you feel like you're doing something wrong, and it's like, because the last thing that goes through a people's mind, even with all of the vitriol that is spewed from gamers, is you always think last resort is that the game's broken. You always assume that you're doing something wrong and the game, you know what I mean, is working properly.
Yeah,
so that's what's really frustrating when stuff like that pops up.
It's weird because you're like, whatever it was, completing the objectives, and then like your screen turns like red and bloody, sort of like 007. It's like, what the hell just happened? It's like, I did it right because like I said, one player it works perfectly. It's just the multiplayer for some reason.
That's always fun.
Right?
I'm trying to think of another game where I had those kind of problems. Some of the mechanics that I hate the most are the ones where you have to go into a fight that you're not ready for. And fucking Final Fantasy did this shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
You go into a fight that you're obviously not ready for, just so that you can do anything you want and then get killed, and then the story progresses. So you can stay in the fight forever and never win, but it's not until you die that you get to continue, and that shit pisses me off.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know. Mega Man X did a really decent job of like a very short fight you can't win.
Yeah. And
Well,
those are fun.
Mega Man X was smart though, because they made it like something would happen that would just insta kill you. But there was what Rubb's talking about is games where like you feel like you're still advancing and doing well, but you have no idea that the only way to advance is to fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why am I getting hit for 5 times my health every single match? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, lead hacks. That's what it is.
Lead hacks, bruh.
Bruh.
Gotta love them lead hacks.
Always.
Game's cheating.
I mean, that's one thing that I feel like the consoles do have a little bit of leg up on PC gaming as well, is people, whether it's true or not, people feel like there's less hacks on consoles. So I think console gaming has done a better job of keeping it. It's harder to hack, and there's just less of it, it seems like, So, I mean, that's one thing.
Well, the one thing about consoles is you have to actually hack your console in order to hack the game. So most people aren't going to try and hack their console because they'll more than likely just mess up their console and not have an Xbox.
Exactly.
PS4
On
anymore.
PC, you just you pay $10 at some website and you download some shady ass shit. But it's like on a console, you actually have to know how to work a screwdriver and shit. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now the original Xbox was so much fun to mod on Halo 2. That was amazing because you could literally shoot warthogs out of your gun and like fly around in the warthog and shit. It was crazy.
Well, Bungie, you could tell, appreciated that because a lot of cool stuff did come out from that, and that's why they have that Forge in the latest Halo. I saw that people are making like Rocket League in there and all kinds of crazy stuff. Like,
well, Forge has
been
been
stuff in
around
there.
since Halo 3.
Yeah,
it's been around for a very long time, and honestly, Bungie embraced what people were doing on Halo 2 on the original Xbox, which was hacking the game and turning it into something that they wanted it to be. So then they just basically let people mod maps and turn them into what they wanted them to be. They basically answered what the community was doing.
Exactly, and
Which
now
is huge.
And didn't they? The last few Halos, haven't they been taking like super popular community maps and actually bringing them into the rotation and shit?
That they have.
Yeah, so I mean that's cool. I think that kind of stuff, being able to involve the community like that, is huge.
Oh yeah.
That's one thing that I think is a downside of a lot of these free-to-play games. where they rely on skins, which is something that's pretty easily modded, because that is one thing that I miss from some other games is, it's like if the 1cepack all wants to have, 1cepack ARs, it would be sweet, right? We could just make them, upload them, and then everybody has them. But the problem is that's the revenue source for a lot of these game companies, so that's not going to happen as much as it used to.
Well,
Especially
CS:GO
those
has been
early
doing
access
user.
games. Especially for the early access games like H1Z1.
Yeah, especially early access games, definitely. I mean, but there's a flip side to that negative side of that coin, that early access allows devs to get funding for titles that they might not have been able to get, like publishers to normally sign up for. It allows them to kind of, with whatever their initial investment is, get the game playable, get it up.
Oh, he muted himself.
Muted your mic.
Wait, can you guys hear me? I think
Yeah,
my mic is
Yeah, you're
You
good.
muted yourself.
All right. But that's one thing where, most AAA publishers are going to go for the safe bet, and that's why there's a little bit of stagnations, and you see in the industry, you see so many sequels, right?
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing. I like sequels, but it's like where we're seeing the most exciting new stuff is like a lot of the indie devs. And, even Daybreak, they were Sony Online, but it's like, obviously the success that H1 has had in early access has allowed them to do more with it and keep it in dev longer, which a lot of people be like, well, it's been in dev forever, and that sucks. But it's like I've always said, I'd rather have a game be in development for as long as it needs to be than be rushed out the door and be a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
True.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And when
So
you have
that
so
extra time in development from these early access titles could be really good, and I think we're starting to see some pretty cool, like the survival genre didn't exist basically until the early access came out. DayZ was a really popular mod, but the early access stuff, it was really DayZ and H1Z1 that has brought that to the forefront. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, for H1Z1, it's like, yeah, you pay $20 for the game and you're buying into their alpha. That's a win-win for H1Z1. They get free alpha testers, and they're getting money off of it. Like, it's literally the biggest win-win for any gaming studio out there.
Yeah, and I'm happy with the split. They're doing the split. They're turned into, Just Survive and King of the Kill. I think that's going to be great. Two different teams focused on those two game modes instead of one team that's trying to, appease two different sets of customers is going to be huge. And, I like the direction it's going.
So, is there anything from H1 that you're most excited about? What are you looking forward to?
Honestly, with this split, that's the thing I'm most excited about, is that it's going to get split. I don't expect to see any of the big changes from the split for either the next patch or the one after that. The pets is dropping with the split right now, has a few things in a new crate, some new skins, a few adjustments like to the motorcycle helmet is more durable. TAC helmets are now one shot with sniper rifles. And then the AK-47 shoots slower. But, I mean, so that little gameplay tweaking stuff is cool, but it's not really the stuff that gets me excited. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is something they really haven't talked about, and that's it's two things. The first thing I would be most excited for is spectator mode. I love 5-mans. I mean, you guys all watch the channel. You know how much we love our 5-mans. But it really sucks, no matter if you're streaming it or not, if you die early because you're waiting 30 to 40 minutes, if your team goes on to win that with nothing to really do. You know what I mean? So spectator mode would be awesome to be able to, keep track of what your team's doing, and I think that's something that any kind of competitive shooter really needs to have. But number two would be the 5-man leaderboards. I think the solo leaderboards have been great. I think a lot of people have been having a lot of fun with them. But I think, as the solos are great, but I feel like there's kind of two different kinds of players. There's people that really like solos. There's people that like the team games. I know a lot of people that queue solo into 5-mans just because they'd rather do the 5-man atmosphere, the 5-man strategy. So I think leaderboards for 5-mans would be really awesome because, there's always a good market and a lot of people that are excited for anything that's, team-oriented. And I think H1Z1 with their 5-man BRs offers an experience that really nobody else is offering anywhere in the industry right now.
Yeah.
I actually like the way this game is panning out. I've watched you play this game for damn near a year now, and so there was a lot that I wasn't really expecting when I started playing this past week, and I can honestly say I was pleasantly surprised. I wish that I hope that they can move forward out of this alpha status as fast as possible. But so far, I'm pretty interested, and I can definitely see why you've been playing it for as long as you have. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they really nailed the shooting mechanics, and I think that's one thing that a lot of shooters just kind of drop the ball on. If the guns don't feel right, and I don't know how to explain that feeling, the visceral feedback, or how the bullets react. The hit scan games, they just kind of feel like you've been there, done that a little bit. Having some actual bullet drop and having some strategy like that has really, I don't know, it has really renewed my my vigor for online shooters. You know what I mean?
So, what other online shooters did you have you sat through? What would you say your bread and butter is?
What, like bread and butter? Like, what's the shooter that I just like kick ass to take names in?
Yeah.
I mean, besides H1Z1, well, of course, right? Modern Warfare 2, I played the hell out. Well, Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. I still prefer Modern Warfare 2. I thought it had better maps. Counter-Strike 6.1. I played the shit out of that. And it's crazy. It's like CSGO is a great game. I love Counter-Strike still.
Huge.
But there is just something about, I don't know if it's because I played it for so long, but nothing feels the same as 6.1 did to me. All of them just kind of feel like cheap clones.
Well, CSGO now has kind of screwed over their game. They fixed the spray or they've changed the spray of the AK, and it's so weird now. I don't know. After getting used to what the old spray of the AK was and coming to what it is now, it's just weird. But I mean, the sniper is my bread and butter in CS:GO, so it really doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
I'd purchase CS:GO, but it will never be the same as like Counter-Strike Source for me.
Oh, so Source was your first go-around on it? That's what I feel like. I
Yeah.
think I'll just have that rose-tinted goggles, I played a lot of Source as well.
Yeah, I played Source, and my go-to for that was Gun Game, to be honest.
Oh yeah, good old gun game, man. And now it's actually part of the regular rotation, but I've never really played it on CS:GO, to be honest with you. It's kind of weird, man. I don't know what it is.
Gun game is fun. It's a lot like Call of Duty's gun game. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing.
It's actually CS:GO's Gun Game. Call of Duty
Well,
took it from him.
Yeah, but
Don't
if you haven't played it, if you haven't played it on Counter-Strike, but you've played it on Call of Duty, it's the same thing.
Yes, Call of Duty copied them.
Yes, they did. But
You're so adamant on that one.
I am adamant on that. It was one of those mods. Or was it a mod? Yeah, it was a game type mod, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. One of the coolest things that I like about CS:GO now is in their newer crates, they're doing community picked skins, which I thought was really interesting. So like people were making skins, and they were basically taking the highest voted skins and putting them into their crates.
See, that's a great idea. That's a great
I like
idea.
that.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I thought it was an amazing idea when they first did it.
That's fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I could never really get into, never ever really could get into CS:GO. Like, it's just not my cup of tea.
Here's
But
my
Overwatch then, Quig.
that Overwatch though.
That Overwatch.
Which,
though.
by the way,
Oh,
quickly,
my God.
I
did you
wanna
send
play it
out your
so
tweet
bad.
today?
No, I didn't. I'm actually gonna do that right now. Thank you for
I need you to
reminding me.
fix that.
Yeah, speaking of shooters that I played the shitload of, TF2, of course. I absolutely love TF2. But
yeah.
man, I'll tell you,
TF2 's
Overwatch,
fantastic.
oh my gosh, I cannot stop playing this game. It is so freaking good. I mean, here's the thing. I knew Blizzard was a great dev company. They take their time, they do things right. But, if you would have told me 10 years ago that they were going to make a shooter that I liked this much, I wouldn't have believed you. It's really well put together. I mean, I feel like where it's at right now, if they release it, it's already a hit. I cannot wait for this beta to get over with so we can get the Ice Packers in there and start rocking some faces in this
It's gonna be
Overwatch.
so much fun.
It looks like so much fun.
So who do you play as?
So here, Overwatch is like a weird mix of kind of a MOBA and a shooter, right? So I'm always looking at the opposing team's composition. And so what I've been doing with this go-round of the beta is really focusing on certain champions I like in certain roles. So that way, I have a nice toolbox to pull from depending on what we're up against. You know what I mean?
I like it. Is it level based? How does the level break down? Do you level like hot style your independent characters, or is it all just a account level?
So how it works is every character from level 0 or level 1 is the same for everybody, no matter what. Everybody has access to all the same champions. There's no champion locking whatsoever like that. And they all are, play at their maximum potential from level 1. Now, the level up system, there is a level up system, and you gain levels by playing matches. You know how you can get gold coins at the end if you got the most kills, or silver coin if you got second most. And it tallies all that stuff up, and you do get experience. That experience goes towards the level. And the levels, all
You muted himself again.
Oh God!
I didn't mute it. I don't know why it keeps muting itself. I swear to God I didn't touch anything.
Your mic keeps telling you talk too much, man.
I know, right? So anyway,
No one can tell us that.
Where did it cut out? Where did it cut out?
That's an excellent question.
Like you gain experience with.
All right, so you
coins.
gain experience for completing matches and how well you fare in that match. And it all goes to one EXP pool. There's no hero-specific EXP. It's just your gamer tag, basically. And every level is just cosmetic. In a crate, you get 4 things. There's a green crate, a blue crate, a purple crate, and a gold crate. And that's the order of least to best. And so, and what is inside those crates? There's different VO lines that you can play on champions that are specific. Intros, like if you get to play the game, there's special intros you can have. And then skins, of course. So it's all... And sprays, yeah, you could. It's like the old school CS:GO days without the porn. You could pick a custom spray that you could put on the wall like a tag.
So do you find that's more fun or less fun that they cut out the porn?
Well, I mean, the porn was always fun, but then with anywhere there's porn, there comes the kind of porn that you don't necessarily want to see. You know what I mean? Like what is it? Prolapsed assholes and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you're into that. Maybe we got people out there listening going, "Hey, prolapsed assholes are my jam, Ice Prime. Don't judge me." I promise I'm not judging. I promise I'm not judging. I'm just saying. I don't miss that aspect because people would find some fucked up shit to put on.
That aspect.
That aspect.
Oh damn.
But what I do like about the levels in Overwatch, we got some Diablo 3 players here, right?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
So Paragon points. You know how there's no limit to Paragon points, yeah?
Correct.
Yes.
So that's basically the way the levels are in Overwatch. You get there's certain milestones, you get like a little different portrait around your face so people know that you're badass. But other than that, it's all just unlocking the various things for every character. And it's completely cosmetic, and I love that shit because I like it because you get to see the poop sockers that are like level 250 when the average guy's at like level 30 or whatever. And there's a little bit of bragging rights for the guys that get there. You know what I mean? They get to say like, look, I'm at level 1,000, motherfuckers. Get on my level,
So what level are you right now?
I am level 32. And Ladybug just hit 35 because she's Savage Life.
Oh, Savage.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can probably guess what Ladybug's doing right now.
Playing Overwatch.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Partaking in that fresh air.
She's owning.
She doesn't need that fresh air. She gets the satisfaction out of killing people.
That's also true.
Yeah. Ladybug has the rage. I'm the yin and she's the yang. I don't know. Which is the angry yin or the yang?
Probably Yang.
Why is Yin
Whoa,
gonna be angry?
whoa.
I think Yin is calm and Yang is.
Yeah, so I'm
rage.
the calm one, she's the aggro one, and then together we just form the perfect, most laid-back person.
That is so fucked up.
That's awesome.
Ladybug is so mad at me right now. She's so
You're
mad
not
at me
judging
right
on
now.
which side you're on. But.
Exactly, the rage. The rage.
Dude, I'd so be that rager. I've been
As long as she doesn't rage quit marriage, you're good.
Yes.
Right.
That would
I've
be-
been keeping myself on the down low because especially when I'm playing HOTS. Like I'm just like, you know what? I'll just learn from it and get better. But I still can't help but be mad a little bit. It comes with games. It's just how it is.
I was telling Random and Quigs after that match that we had a little while ago.
Holy shit!
Oh man, I was yelling very, very profane things at my computer monitor, and every time I'd look down, I'd realize I wasn't holding the button, and I was silently thanking God for that one.
Hey, if we got any Heroes of the Storm players out there, I know we do listen in. Tassadar, in the hands of a skilled player, is a motherfucker to kill. He's a beast. He's a fucking beast.
It was good. I'll give him that, but I got him, damn it.
I kept getting cock blocked by that shield, man.
Yep.
I purchased them the other day. I'm gonna try them out.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, he's good. He's real good. Yeah, we're definitely. I want to see us. We need to get our 5-man HOTS team, get it ranked so we can get some decent
definitely.
queues.
Definitely.
That'd be great. So I know that I've seen you. I've seen you on Raynor a little bit. Who is your go-to in HOTS? Who do you like the most?
So same thing. Like with every MOBA, I gotta have go-tos for everything. So my go-to assassins are Butcher, Thrall, and Raynar, and Jaina. Depending usually because of the way the meta is right now, you're usually gonna have a Jaina or a Kel on your team in ranked. But if there's not and we need it, then I'll play it. Healer-wise, I like Uther and Rhaegar. Tank-wise, it's all about that Diablo, Artanis, and Leoric right now. Moradin is still a special place in my heart. Always has a special place in my heart, but he's been nerfed a little bit. He's not quite where he used to be. And as far as support goes, Hammer or Zagara, I'm happy with both of those. The one champion I need to get in on, and this is a support I need to learn how to play, or a specialist, is Sylvanas. I really need to learn how to play Sylvanas.
Yeah, that was one character I was really interested in learning how to play. Was that range support character?
Yeah.
You were lighting it up on Morales today, Quigs. That was kind of impressive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has like love Dr. Morales, so he's like shooting us with his love rocket and shit.
It
It's
is like
Valentine's Day Morales.
the worst skin in that game. The worst. And I love how ugly it is. It's horrible.
That's awesome.
It's very
Quick only
appropriate
spent
for
like
Valentine's
$42 on that skin, and it's it's no big deal.
Yeah, I did actually. Spend a little bit of money on that.
That's why I love that you keep calling it so ugly.
I know. I'm gonna just keep it.
And
It's
all
gonna
I'm
be
saying
like,
is Space
it's gonna
Lord
be
Leoric.
Halloween. It's gonna be Halloween.
Get yourself a Space Lord Leoric and just be a happy person.
Okay, there I'll go.
I want that Judgment Uther so fucking bad.
Judgment Uther looks good too. Plus he comes with the mount.
I don't even play Uther, and I want him. I gotta have it.
Man, learn how to play Uther. He's a tier 1 healer, man. He's great. He's got stuns. Like, yeah, he's one of the best healers you can play.
I will.
You never see him outside of ranked. I don't know. People don't like him in pugs.
I'll start playing him sometime tonight. I've been pretty big into Malfurion. I like the way Malfurion plays. I like I like that he has a little bit of crowd control on top of the decent healing he does. I hate that I also have Moonfire. I wish they had flipped that to like a damage shield instead. That would have been pretty cool.
Oh, because you just want to. Oh, you don't like doing any damage as a healer.
No.
You just want to be straight up heals.
No, that's why I don't play fucking Disc Priest in WoW anymore. Just because I don't want to have to do DPS to heal stuff. Pisses
Yeah, I
me
feel
off.
you.
So
I feel you on that.
When does the new expansion for WoW come out, or has it already?
Before September.
They just said before September, yeah. But we got to assume if Overwatch is dropping before the 21st of June, I would say probably right around September, August, September would be the safest bet because they're not going to drop right on top of each other.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to space them a little bit.
Well, I mean, that's just like pushing up Overwatch.
What characters would you like to see come into Overwatch, or not Overwatch, into HOTS? Jesus.
Oh, characters into HOTS? I mean, I feel like they've kind of hit all the characters that I really love in WoW. They've got all the Diablo characters in there now, outside of some villains. Like I wouldn't mind seeing, some of the villains from Diablo 3, maybe.
They're missing Deckard Cain. They need to figure out Deckard Cain.
Deckard Cain would be cool.
His alt could be sit around and listen to this.
Stay a while.
Yeah, stay a while. Listen. And everyone just sits down.
Yeah, and everybody sits down and has to listen.
Be very similar to ETC when he's doing his rock concert.
Yeah.
You just kind of be frozen.
Well, what I want to see, and I'm pretty sure they announced this at BlizzCon, right? That they're going to bring Overwatch heroes as champions into Heroes of the Storm.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that's really sweet.
That's what I want to see.
I'm absolutely
that'll
surprised that they don't have either Vol'jin or Hellscream in HOTS. I absolutely surprised.
Yeah, it would be tough because with Hellscream, he needs to kind of play like the Butcher, but he can do it. They don't really have a two-handed weapon-wielding DPS besides Arthas.
Nope.
Or they could even make him like a tank.
Mm-hmm.
So is Leroy Jenkins a viable character to put in HOTS?
Yes. Yes,
That would be awesome.
is.
That would be amazing.
He just
Yes,
screams
he's one of
Leroy
Greg's
Jenkins.
Yeah, that would be his own.
runs in.
Leroy Jenkins!
Yeah, and he runs with
just
the other
charges
team
up.
and spawns like a shitload of Dragonlings and eggs.
Every time he dies, the game just goes, God damn it, Leroy!
That's what you
That
do.
would be amazing.
Hey, does anybody else have the Legion beta in here, by the way? Because I'm looking at maybe running around
No.
and checking out a Demon Hunter tank.
I
Oh,
don't.
well.
So what exactly is the Legion?
Burning Legion. So it was the bad guys from Burning Crusade. You know, they're like the coolest bad guys in WoW. It's
Yep.
kind of like if Star Wars made other Star Wars and they fought like other guys that weren't as cool as like, you know, the Empire and like Darth Vader and the Stormtroopers and shit. So it's like the Stormtroopers are coming back. So it's the Burning Legion, and they're adding the Demon Hunter class. Demon Hunter class is kind of like the Death Knight. You start at level 90, I think, in the
Yep.
starting area, and you get out at 95 or something like that.
Yep.
And they're pretty sweet. You can only be Blood Elves and Night Elves, but they could be tanks, healers, or DPS. So that's pretty sweet.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a wide array for a character in WoW.
Has anybody
for
played
sure.
Illidan and HOTS? They kind of play like Illidan and HOTS a little bit. I've done the tutorial part with them, and so you can do triple jump and then you can glide off of stuff. You have like a charge attack where you actually like it's kind of like a telegraph in a MOBA. You just kind of like charge forward and then you can charge back like Artanis, and they feel good. They feel different than any of the other classes that they've added. So I mean, you know, I think WoW's going in a good direction with that. You know, a more movement-based class, and the movie's dropping, so that's got to be good for him this year, right?
Oh yeah.
There's only one thing that pisses me off about the Demon Hunter class, and it's the fucking eye lasers. That shit aggravates
That eye
me to
laser
no
is
end.
badass. You don't like it,
I
dude?
don't.
It's so fucking cool, man. You feel like Cyclops, man.
I know, but there's just something about it that just doesn't feel right to me.
Oh,
It
dude,
doesn't
it's fun.
feel like
It's
it's
fun
part
as
of the
shit to
character.
play it. It's fun as shit to play it. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, I mean, I guess what it comes down to is it's less of a like a lore story thing and more of a wouldn't it be cool if we had eye lasers? Fuck yeah! Like and that kind of
What
novelty.
if you did have eye lasers? Like, what's wrong?
Say that one
Yeah.
more time.
Isn't it? Everything's better with eye lasers.
I mean,
I'm
I
not
feel like everything's
disagreeing.
better with lasers.
I just wish that more people would have eye lasers instead of 10 years into a game and suddenly be like, what if we had eye lasers?
I do feel like it's a little bit out there of the lore and stuff, but I guarantee it's like as the designers for that class are sitting down, they're like, we need to set a bit amount of abilities, like, you know, who's got some cool ideas. And I guarantee somebody wrote eye lasers on a whiteboard somewhere, and they're like, all right, we're just making that happen
Because eye lasers are fucking awesome.
It was a
Who
toss up
doesn't
between
love eye
It
lasers?
was a toss up between.
Wait,
shark
didn't
and laser
Illidan?
beams.
Wait, in the raid for Illidan, didn't he have like an I-beam attack that he did, or am I tripping?
Yes, he did.
Oh, there you go.
There's the eye lasers. That was the first one.
So who do you think would be a good character for me to start playing when we're doing rank to like match up with some of those expert ranks?
Deckard Cain.
Yeah.
Deckard Cain. So it's the same thing I tell everybody, but you can find it on the web. Seriously, Icy Veins has a really good HOTS page. 10 Ton Hammer has a great HOTS page.
I like
But
that
you can
10
go
ton.
look up and see what the tier 1 champions are. Tier 1 champions, as far as like MOBAs go, are like those are the champions that if you could pick them in the draft, you should pick them first and then build your team around them. So you always want to look at, and there's a couple for each class that are tier 1. Tier 2 is almost tier 1, but it's like that just means that champion could be a tier 1 if it's in the hands of a player that's really good with that champion. You know what I mean?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and then tier 3 is just kind of like it could be really good, but they're a little underpowered, based on the current meta that's going on and blah 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 blah. So really, that's the best place to start random. Just look and see what the tier 1 champs are, and just start picking from there. Because as far as ranked goes, you're gonna want to play. You want to be used to playing and understanding the top tier champs because you're going to see those in almost every game.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to see if you had any suggestions. That's all.
Nah, it's tough. I mean, it just depends on who you like to play. I mean, are you looking for like a DPS or are you looking for a support? If you're looking for a support, learn how to play Uther. Nobody plays Uther, and he is fucking amazing.
My suggestion would just be start playing other characters.
Yeah.
Get as much of a selection in, because if someone goes or if their team selects like all the characters that you know how to play, then you're gonna be hooped in that.
Yeah, and all my characters are like level 10 plus, so they take forever to level now. But it's like for a long time, whatever the free rotation was for the week, jump into quick matches and get every champion to at least level 5. That's like a few hundred gold, and then at least you have a better understanding, even if you're playing against them as your favorite champ, of like, oh, this is what this character can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then you at least understand how to build it and how to play it.
Yeah, exactly. And build guides are the same thing. 10-Tom Hammer, Icy Veins, both of those have great build guides for every champion.
Build guides are huge.
And the nice thing about the build guides is they're based on user reviews, basically. So only the guides that everybody's using are the ones that make it to the top. So you don't have to worry about getting a shitty guide. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I always find myself slightly altering those builds, but that's me.
Well, I mean, that's
there's
always going to
different
happen, and that
alterations,
definitely comes with, like, knowing your character. It's like Lulubug, like, the build that she really likes, the one always tells her not to take the Frost Arrow or her Spread Arrow on Vala's Slow instead of Life Leech, but I always tell her to take the Life Leech.
I don't do that anymore.
Because the Life Leech is just way too important, you know what I mean? But yeah, the builds aren't set in stone. That's like talking, you have a perfect team of players that know how to play each of these characters. This is probably how they're going to build.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more looking at the pro builds versus like somebody who's just hopping into a random match.
So that's one thing that I love about MOBAs is, the strategy of understanding, like the meta and, different stats and different builds. That's one thing I'm really interested in with the Division as far as PvP goes, because there are stats on gear. It's like your tech, your firearms, and your health. It's going to be interesting to see what builds people come up with, because you could stack them one way or the other. You could go like down the middle. It'll be interesting to see on how much that plays, that comes into play in late game or end game PvP in Division.
Oh yeah, clearly we did something right at the end of that last match, because I don't even know that we turned that around so well. It was insane.
That's what I love about MOBAs is games like that when it's a nail biter.
Oh yeah. It's never super fun dominating one way or the other. Like you wreck them and it's like, wow, we didn't really do much. But like if you get dominated, it's like, wow, that could have went a lot better.
That's always me in League when I play freaking the 3v3 game mode on the Twisted Tree Line.
Oh yeah,
You hop in there. You could literally just go bot every time because I'm a low level, so I just go bot every time, and I'm just Master Yi. I just soak all the freaking XP that I possibly can, and then I just wreck everybody. And I end up getting like 20 kills and taking out all the turrets by myself and basically winning it for my team. I'm like, okay, this isn't even fun.
One thing I really like that League did recently, and I'm just this game designer nerd talk for a minute, but I love that they added that where you pick what champion you want to play, and then you queue, and then it'll match you with the team that would, go with your champion. So it's like, heroes, you could queue up as Diablo, and I know it's not going to fucking set me up with like 3 other tanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that, being able to pick a champion and queue up for it. I wish Heroes of the Storm would steal that from League of Legends. I really like that feature.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we figure since the queue times are as long as they are already.
Yeah, the queue times are insane. That would be my other complaint with HOTS, is the queue times are long compared to other MOBAs. Like Dota and League, I never feel like I have to wait that long to get in. But, it's hard to say because League and Dota
I don't
also
think I've ever had to wait very long on League.
So I do want to talk a little bit about the front page this past week. I was super excited to see you guys playing Qbert. This reboot I thought was absolutely incredible. How long? Let me start over. How long have you been playing Qbert, Ice? Did you play it on arcade?
Yeah, I played it as a kid. Growing up, one of my best friends had a Qbert arcade cabinet in his garage. It was obviously his dad's. But, yeah, we used to go in there, and, it was old school, like, rig job where the coin thing was just open, and there was, like, you had to reach in, and there was this little wire that you clicked to get more lives, like you put a quarter in. And, yeah, we would just play for hours and hours and hours. So Qbert, for me, is like a staple of arcade platformers, I guess.
Okay. I absolutely loved what Loot Interactive did with this one. I thought that the skins that you could buy with the in-game currency was pretty fucking awesome. The Terminator Qbert was incredible. Bandtown was actually screaming about the Unicorn Qbert, the Cunicorn. That was
Cunicorn. Yeah. The skins are awesome. That's one thing I love about a lot of these classics getting remade. You know, I always have a lot of respect for devs that are willing to take that on because, you know, there's a lot of people that are, you know, the original's near and dear to their heart. And I think with Cubert Rebooted, they blew it out of the water. Loot Interactive,
yeah.
the soundtrack, the music is absolutely amazing. They went hard to the paint on the controls. The controls are extremely precise. And that's really important on these kind of games because that's the whole point of that game is it's all about doing it fast and efficient. So poor controls ruins that experience like right out of the gate. You know what I mean? And I've had no frustrations with the controls. Every time I die in Cubert, it's always been my own fault. You know what I mean? But no, I really love what they did with it. It retains the feel of the classic. You know, it brings me those feels. But it feels nice and fresh. It looks beautiful. It sounds great. I've had so much fun with it. I've almost finished it. There's 40 levels, and I'm on level 36. So we are almost there.
Yeah, it looked like it was getting tough there late. Like,
oh, it is insane. Yeah, that's the other thing. Don't judge it by its cover. Cubert is a cute little character, but the arcade game was brutal and crazy hard. And Cubert Rebooted lives up to his legacy. It's a very challenging. It's not complex, I would say. It's challenging. It's very challenging.
Now you see why Cubert throws up those profanities every time he.
That's why Cubert's always cussing. Exactly. That's why. That's like his whole thing. Every time he dies, he like cusses out the bad guys.
Oh yeah.
That's fantastic. What do you think about the 3-star challenge system for the game? Do you feel like they're on point? Do you feel like they're
I love
easy,
it.
hard?
Yeah, no, the challenges, it's very hard to get a 3-star right out of the gate. You usually have to come back for that, so I really like that. They're included in Cubert Rebooted on the Xbox One is the original version as well. So what's cool is the original version has its own leaderboard, and then every level of Cubert Rebooted has its own leaderboard, and they're global. So, you know, it's kind of cool. You know, back in the day, you go into the arcade and you want to get the high score over, you know, whoever's initials are at the top. Yep. And now it's on a global scale, and it's by gamer tag, and I don't know, I like that. When I did the gameplay, the trailer footage for it, I actually took some time, and I got #1 on the leaderboard for World 1, but it's already been obliterated. Somebody already took me out of it.
Damn.
Still exciting getting there, though. You always
oh, yeah, it's fun. I love leaderboards and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. So I like that they did it on an individual level basis because, you know, it's just more opportunities to get your name on there and, you know, compete at that leaderboard level.
Now, here's a question for you on that leaderboard. Can you pick your 3-letter initials like you could in the old arcade machine?
No, they don't. It's all it's your gamer tag. Yeah, it's your gamer tag, man. So whatever your Xbox name is, it auto-populates it, you know.
So there's no dirty names.
Yeah, no ass. You know, no ass in there, you know what I mean?
Well, that's no fun.
I know, right?
F-U-K.
Yeah, the old F-U-K.
Throw a big old PNS in first place up there.
Good old days, the good old days.
Look, I may have been one of those ones who put up the dirty names of the arcades.
Yeah, Killer Instinct 2, I may have had one of those as well. Yeah.
Oh, I love Killer Instinct so much.
Dude, it's just a full gore all day, every day, just wrecking fools.
Man, I was Cinder. I did dirty with Cinder. Mm-hmm.
My nemesis.
Yes. That Cinder Ultimate combo, fucking cake. It was great.
Did you play? You know, they brought it out on Xbox One, what was it, last summer before last?
Oh, wow.
It was good. Yeah, like a rebooted version or whatever. It's fun, man. It definitely has the feels of the orig, you know.
So with Killer Instinct, is there any character that you can think of off the top of your head that you fucking hated?
Oh, absolutely, that I hated playing against? Oh,
yep.
So if you were playing against somebody, it was always Glacius because he had the cheapest juggle, and I was a master of that. So I always hated playing against anybody that was playing my character. Yeah, and then even against the computer, if you got Glacius, you know how as you're trying to beat the single player campaign, how, you know, they progressively get harder. So if you get Glacius towards the end of the game, you're fucked.
Yep. Oh, so bad. The worst one for me was Jago.
Jago, let's go.
Jago. So much. It was just absolutely infuriating. Nobody else I really had a problem with.
Hey, so is anybody getting on the new Street Fighter? Just came out, right? Didn't it just come out on Steam?
Yeah, it just dropped.
Man, I haven't played a fighting game in a long time. I think the last one I got into and played quite a bit was that Injustice, just because Batman was in it, and his ultimate, he got to run people over with the Batmobile.
Man, that game had such fucking potential. And
it really did.
I was so disappointed.
I mean, I didn't mind it. Every fighting game, it's like I'm not an online competitive fighting game guy, so it's like I got my fun out of it. You know what I mean? I enjoyed it for what it was.
Like I think it was one of the better storylines in a fighting game like that. Like I thought that was at least pretty cool. I was a little annoyed that it was all just kind of the same for everybody, but I liked it. You know, I liked playing with Aquaman of all people.
Oh, Aquaman had the coolest ult, dude. The shark.
Yep.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send a shark at my enemy. Why? Because I'm Aquaman. Fuck you.
He talks to the fishes. He's also the king of Atlantis.
One of my favorite lines from The Martian. I don't think they put it in the movie. It was in the book. But they said, you guys have seen The Martian, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so
I have not.
in the book, he says, "Man, you know, he's up there, millions of miles from home, all alone. What's that mentality got to be like?" And on the book, he in his little journal, he writes, "Aquaman can talk to dolphins. Dolphins are mammals. It doesn't make sense." I just thought that was fucking incredible.
That's awesome.
Good old Aquaman.
Oh god. All right. Well, that's our hour. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. But,
All right, sounds good, my man.
Mr. The Ice Prime, thank you so much for coming and talking to us. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. I mean, I love that
yeah.
you guys are doing this,
Definitely.
and it's always a good time to hang out and shoot the shit.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Cupcake, Quigley, hey Random.
Hello.
Thank you, buddies. I appreciate you.
Have a good
Of
night.
course.
Good night, everybody.
Take care. Stay frosty.